Good Thursday morning to you. Right now on Sunrise, snow still falling across the Twin Cities metro and has been for the past 4 hours. As you can see, Mobile 11 is out in Bloomington right behind a snowplow. So of course you're going to want to give them plenty of space as they try to do their best to clear the roads. Of course, we're going to check in with CC very soon. And here's a live look of producer Jess hard at work shoveling our station path for us this morning. Way to go, Jess. Love to see that. That's what you're going to probably have to be doing as you wake up this morning for your sidewalks and driveways, of course. And take a look at this. Much of the state still under a winter weather advisory or even a warning. And looking at the radar, the snow looks like it's going to be sticking around for quite some time. And within the last 10 minutes, more schools have canceled or either delayed classes this morning. So you can see them scrolling right now at the bottom of your screen. Or for a complete list, head to KARE11.com/closings. 6:01. It is a weather worn day. Guy, I feel like we are used to this, but Jen's already tracking crashes, so we need more practice, I guess.
Yeah, you know what though? It's just the timing of this storm, not ideal. We're seeing the heaviest of the snow during the morning drive. So something we're just going to have to deal with and, take it slow out there. But by lunchtime and the evening time, we'll see better conditions as the snow will start to let up. These warnings and advisories will go until 3 o'clock this afternoon. And by 3 o'clock, we'll see snow decreasing noticeably. And then later on this evening for the evening drive, 5 o'clock, let's say, snow pretty much out of here. We'll pretty much shut the snow off later this evening. So winter weather advisories in purple, winter storm warnings in pink. This is where we're going to find more snow. We could see anywhere between 4 to 8, but isolated pockets of 8 possible. Not too many of us will find that much here. All right, so 2 to 5 metro wide, higher amounts off to the south and east. We could see a mile or less with visibility also possible. So more on that coming up. Jen?
Yeah, and we do still have a traffic alert guy in the Eden Prairie area because of this crash. Alicia just called it a doozy, and I agree with her. We've got a car on either side of 212 here. This is eastbound, 212 eastbound. You can see crews on scene there, cars off in the ditch. It is causing that substantial back up, though. Let's take a look at that backup on 212 eastbound. If I can get the camera to move here. Not working, but you know what? 212 eastbound, you're going to want to watch for that as they clear that crash, substantial slowing, because it's slick out there. Yet another morning where you're going to have to move slower. CC is tracking the conditions for us from Mobile 11. CC, what are you seeing?
Hey, good morning. We're seeing a couple of things actually. So I'll show you, we're following behind a snowplow right now, keeping our distance. That's why we're going slower. But we've seen a couple of things. We've seen really wet road, which we're seeing right now. We're in Bloomington, following behind this plow. But we've also seen really snow-covered back roads, and we've also seen some slick overpasses and ramps. So there's a kind of a mixture of everything here. So if you're hitting those main highways, it shouldn't be too bad as far as what we're seeing. It's really when you're leaving your neighborhood or trying to turn onto a different highway is when things kind of get a little dicey. But fortunately, we've seen so many plows out. Thankful that they're out this early, getting things done, putting down salt, making sure the roads are clear for that heavy commuter traffic. We have been going pretty slow this morning, not speeding or doing anything crazy because the roads can still be wet and you may go into a ditch, which we have seen a couple of times this morning when we were in Eden Prairie and Golden Valley. So taking it slow, we're going to keep heading and following the snowplow, seeing where it goes, but not too bad so far where we are in Bloomington. Guys.
All right, CC, I think the safest spot is always behind a snowplow when it's a commute like today. Thank you for that. We'll check back soon. Well, hey, with all of today's snow, St. Paul says it will not be plowing the north-south residential streets today. In a tweet, Public Works says it's going to shift their focus because crews will need to work on the main roads instead. The city says it may declare a snow emergency today, so stay tuned for that. This, of course, all happening after the director of Public Works answered the frustrations of so many neighbors who had to move their cars only to see streets still snow covered. He apologized for crews not getting to all of the routes in the time frame that he promised, saying that the snow was much harder to plow than they thought. Moving on to what things are looking like out of MSP Airport right now. There are a few delayed and canceled flights. Of course, if you do have a flight this morning, you're going to want to check with your airline before you head to MSP. And if you're getting ready to leave for the day, make sure you grab your phone and download the free KARE 11 weather app. It'll help you stay up to date on the latest forecast wherever you are with personalized forecasts, live radar, and weather alerts sent right to your cell phone. You can find it wherever you get your apps. Now to a big story that's been developing since our 10 o'clock news last night. Police say a teen was shot in the head and seriously hurt at a St. Paul rec center. That teen is now in critical condition. And this morning, police tell us a suspect has been arrested. The shooting happened at the Jimmy Lee Recreation Center near 94 and Lexington Parkway North. That's across the street from Central High School. Today, that school is canceled because of the shooting. Devon Romling has the details and reaction this morning.
It's not somewhere you want to see police tape lining the perimeter.
This has always been a positive recreation center.
The Jimmy Lee Recreation Center in St. Paul.
They play basketball, lift weights, they go swimming.
A safe retreat for neighbors and Central High School students, now a crime scene.
I was playing volleyball with my team. We were like serving the ball over. Then all my teammates just like kind of rushed towards the door. There's a bunch of people crying, screaming.
Police say a teenager was shot in the head and left in critical condition.
They were arguing, someone was fighting, and then someone walked away from the fight, and then he got shot to the side. He fell.
It's yet another act of senseless youth gun violence,
This is ridiculous.
which former Jimmy Lee Rec Center employee Tammy Johnson says is why she quit last May.
Just fights from the Central kids every day. I told them last year that if they don't get it under control, this was going to happen.
Leading to calls for action and investments in hopes of saving future young lives.
It's where these kids can get a gun fast and they can get an education here, unfortunately, man. And we need to figure out something. I'm talking about wraparound services for our youth, man.
That's Devon Romling reporting. Now, police tell us the teenager was taken to Regions Hospital with life-threatening injuries. In about 3 hours, the suspect in a deadly shooting outside of an Amazon fulfillment center in Lakeville will be in court. Dante McCray is charged with 1 count of second-degree murder. He's accused of shooting and killing 31-year-old Kyla O'Neill, who was pregnant with his child. That baby was delivered by C-section but died earlier in the week. It's likely there will be additional charges because of the baby's death. Derek Chauvin's trial was watched around the country. Now the Minnesota Court of Appeals is deciding whether it was conducted fairly. Here's Lou Raguse with the latest.
I'm Lou Raguse. Former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin's appeal was heard in front of the Minnesota Court of Appeals. Chauvin's attorney argued that the 2021 trial at the Hennepin County Government Center in Minneapolis was not fair because there's no way the jury wasn't affected by the barbed wire, fences, and National Guard troops outside. The attorney for the state argued that Judge Peter Cahill used care to preside over one of the most thorough and transparent trials in our nation's history. The Court of Appeals will rule within 90 days. Regardless, Chauvin won't get out of prison because he already pleaded guilty to his federal charges with a longer sentence.
Reproductive rights are taking center stage at the state capitol this afternoon. The House is set to debate and vote on legislation codifying abortion rights. Last week, the Protect Reproductive Options, or PRO Act, passed committee hearings along party lines. The session starts today at 3:30. And take a look at this. 6:08 is your time. Producer Jess has switched from shoveling our sidewalks to now clearing off windshields in the parking lot. She's got great form getting it off the front of her vehicle as well because it blows back up onto your windshield. You got to get it all, guy.
Yeah.
You can't just have that tiny little hole where you peek out of. You got to get the whole window.
Get the whole window. I mean, at this point, we just got to kind of smile through this one because look at the KARE 11 yard. This scene looks way too familiar, doesn't it? You got the snow coming down yet again. It's a KARE 11 weather worn day. We are performing a whole lot higher above average in our snow department here. We've picked up already near just more than what the snowfall for the season should be. But more on that coming up a little bit later in the show. I guess you're ready for your commute because you got snow coming down heavy during the morning rush. Keep that in mind. Give yourself some extra time. Do whatever you need to do to make sure you make it to your destination safely because roads are a mess, and Jen will be keeping you updated on that part. But the snow will start to shut off a little bit later this afternoon and evening. Also, visibility could slow us down at times as well. I've been looking at visibility all morning long, and we've been seeing sections north and west, our northwestern communities, with visibility less than a half mile. So snow continues to come down. You got some heavier pockets of snow. If you look closely here at the radar, this is live. You got some darker shades of blues indicating where the snow is the heaviest. Look at Washington County, southern Chisago County, North Branch, right along Hennepin, Ramsey, north of that, and Waconia, finding some heavier pockets of snow, trying to let up a little bit, but still steady near Northfield, Owatonna, and over into Red Wing. I've been saying all morning, Dakota County, and once you go south, Rice County, Goodhue counties under winter storm warning. That will expire at 3 o'clock, as well as a winter weather advisory. But this is where we're going to find more snow, as you can see off to the south and east, and the counties there in pink. And can't forget about western Wisconsin, also under a winter storm warning as well. So just, you know, take it slow out there. Feels like 18 on the skin, north wind at 12 miles per hour. That's going to knock visibility down to less than a mile. Look at the next 12 hours. Snow will taper later on. Snow starts to let up. So you can see the snow icon here showing the more snowflakes, indicating the heavier snow. But by afternoon, evening, snow lets up, shuts off tonight. Tomorrow morning, look at temperatures in the 20s. That isn't bad at all to be waking up with temperatures in the 20s around this time of season. And your 3-day forecast. You know, after we shake the snow, sun breaks out tomorrow. I'm not mad at that. I love sun. Saturday, partly sunny skies, temps in the upper 20s on Saturday. So stick around. I got that 7-day forecast here coming up in about 10 minutes.
All right, thanks, guys. Still got this traffic alert in Eden Prairie. They're still working to clear this crash. Multiple vehicles. There's several in the ditch. At one point, there was a car on the other side of 212 here. This is 212 eastbound, and it is causing a substantial backup on 212 eastbound. As you can see, looks like they're almost at a standstill here. This is just east of Eden Prairie Road before you hit Wallace Road. Definitely plan more time for that. It's a reminder that roads are slick, Alicia. And no matter where you go this morning, even if there are no crashes, you're going to want to take it slow. Another one of those.
I know. We should be used to it by now, Jen. Thank you. The snow, as you heard from guys, not stopping anytime soon this morning. In 3 minutes, we're going to check in with CeCe Gaines for an update on what it's looking like in the Twin Cities on our roads. And some high schools are finding new ways to use underutilized libraries, how they're transforming the spaces into libraries of the future. We all know exercise and diets are key factors to a healthy lifestyle, but there's something else that can play a big role if you're trying to lose weight. At 6:45, why sleeping habits matter big time. Sunrise is back in a few minutes. Stick around.